Hi, I'm Jacki, and I'm addicted to Survivor.
Hi, I'm Molly, and I'm addicted to Survivor.
And now the latest scourge on television, reality TV.
Theme song. Yes, I am addicted to Survivor, but I'm really mad at this season, honestly.
Oh, I'm furious. I want my money back.
I said this right before we got started, like if, based on the previews, like if Jake goes home on a medevac, I think they should just like stop it and cancel it and start all over. Just start from scratch because this season is cursed.
No, they need to leave them all out there.
Except for Jake, let him go home if he's sick.
Let them fend for themselves. Whoever comes back to civilization, you won. That's it.
Okay, so you only watched it once. I just finished watching it again. And one of the things that I looked out for when I rewatched it is like any indication of anything happening from Sean and his confessionals or anything. There was literally nothing. There was nothing.
No.
And then I read his interview with Entertainment Weekly, and he said that he didn't do any confessionals about wanting to quit. He didn't talk to any of his tribe mates about wanting to quit. And the first time that production or his tribe mates heard about it was at Tribal Council, what we saw.
Well, and I have to wonder, because I watched his exit interview with Rob Sesternino, and I have to wonder whether or not he wanted to go out on his own terms and didn't want to be voted out. So he decided that I've reached the end of my journey, quote unquote, and I'd like to go home.
Whatever it was, I didn't like it. And
no, it was terrible. And it's not fair to anybody else.
It fucked up everyone's game. Like I was really hoping they would just vote out Sifu anyway.
Well, I think that's the direction that it was going. And Rob even asked Sean, why did you vote for D if you knew you wanted to go home anyway? What was that all about? If you thought that all the votes were on Sifu, why'd you throw a vote to D?
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, since he knew he wanted to quit, that, quote, it was a throwaway vote to vote D.
Yeah, I also read in his interview that if he would have stayed, like if they would have voted out Sifu anyway, he would have just gone back to camp and played the game until he got voted out at a tribal council in the future.
I don't believe that.
He said that he regretted his decision.
Of course he regretted. That's why I think that he did it so that he wouldn't take a walk of shame, that it would be on his terms. You know what I mean? So that's like taking your ball and going home, and that's ridiculous, because if whatever screening process they have to get people onto Survivor, they can't figure out the kind of people who are just going to say, well, once the S hits the fan, I think I'm just going to, wave a white flag and get out of here.
Right.
What?
It's really embarrassing. And apparently I read that they have a different casting director from like season 37 on or something like that. I forget what the exact season is, but that would track with all of these softies, and they just keep getting softer.
Well, yeah, and I don't think it's a generational thing, because here's another thought that I had. Okay, his career, he's a school principal.
I was thinking about this earlier.
What kind of example did he just give to not only the student body of whatever educational facility that he's a principal of, but all of his staff? You just basically said, hey, when things get tough, just quit.
Yeah, it's okay to give up when things get hard.
Yeah, you've reached the end of your journey.
Yes.
Stop.
Bye to him. But we started out with a tribe swap. Well, not exactly. at the beginning with the tribe swap, but we started out with Sean talking about strategy and bullshit and like really hard gameplay. Like the whole time he seemed like he really wanted to play. And then we went to the tribe swap where Jeff does a little pre-challenge chats now, and I don't know how new that is, but I like it. I like it when they actually talk about the reaction to what happened at Tribal Council and stuff.
I do and I don't. I think it, because I have to wonder how many regular viewers of Survivor actually listen to podcasts, read articles, watch any of the interviews.
Yeah.
That everybody does that.
Right.
So as far as digesting what just happened, that now that they're at 90 minutes, they have the time for him to say, hey, tell me how you guys feel about what happened.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. And it's in game. So it's not, somebody talking about it 5 months later in hindsight.
Yep. And okay, so the question was answered if they were going to 3 tribes of 2, and they just swapped to 3 tribes of 6 or 5 or 6. I don't know. 6, right?
No, 5.
Okay. 3 tribes of 5. And when Caleb heard that it was a tribe swap, his face when he got to throw down the Lulu buff was just very exciting, and had to feel so good for him.
Oh, I'm sure it did. And the way that the tribes panned out, you couldn't have picked it on paper any better.
No, the fact that each Lulu went to a different tribe was magical, honestly.
Exactly.
And I watched really close to see if there's like any magician's way that they could have rigged that, and it just happened. It just happened.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That is so cool that it happened the way that it did, and it wasn't so scattered that then everybody has to develop a new relationship. So you've got one tribe which is mostly Reba and a Lulu, one tribe which is mostly Bella and a Lulu, the other tribe which is a good mix of everyone. So kind of the only people that are left out in the wind is Lulu, which they were anyway.
And the new Lulu is an A+ tribe, man.
Oh, I agree.
Aside from Bruce, he could just shut up.
Yeah, but you always need that shield there. You always need that foil there. You always need that ace in the hole, so that if it really gets down to brass tacks, you're like, okay, you're it.
He had his little emotional moment at the beach when he realized he was at the same beach that he got all knocked out, or he got removed from the game at.
That was dumb.
It felt manufactured to me.
Exactly.
It didn't feel honest. It didn't feel authentic. It felt manufactured, and not like the Survivor producers manufactured it, like Bruce himself manufactured it.
Well, I mean, I understand that him leaving in the first place was a bad thing, but it's not like he was out on the initial shore beach going, that's where I hit my head.
Yeah.
No, dummy, stop yourself.
Yeah, it's just, dude, I mean, and at first I forgot, like, when I watched it the first time, I forgot, like, whatever connection between him there could have been in that beach. And I'm like, is he really this unhappy with the way the Lulu beach looks?
Exactly.
Because I know it's a shit beach, but I didn't think it was that shit.
I don't like your shelter. I'm going to have a meltdown.
So here's a prediction that I think might happen because of the way that the tribes shook out, not because of much of anything else that happened today, but I could see Kendra and Emily teaming up, and then Caleb and Jake teaming up, and then like the 4 of them coming together, emerge, and really like busting through the end of the game.
I can see that, but the way that people are melting down and not making smart decisions, it's way too early to try to look down the road at anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it from like a storytelling perspective by like all of the pieces that the editors and stuff have put together thus far, like what relationships they focused on and stuff like that.
And darn well there's going to be a Kendra and Bruce brouhaha.
Katurah and Bruce, yes.
Yes, Katurah and Bruce, because they keep focusing on that way too much.
God, and there's one confessional that Katurah did this episode that was just a hysterical, endless onslaught of just ripping Bruce to shreds.
Oh, the way they produced that was hysterically funny.
Oh my God. I wrote down that I think that she's probably like an excellent lawyer in real life. Like she's probably so skilled in the courtroom.
Right, but the way that they edited that was almost like a fever dream. Right?
Yes.
That it wasn't necessary, which is why I think that this is foreshadowing something. Maybe they could fall in love and get married. I don't know.
Oh God, I hope not. I think that she's better than that. Unless Bruce has some big breakdown where he lets his facade down and starts acting like himself and not whatever character he thinks the world wants of him.
Mr. Roboto.
He's like always on. He's like, he needs to just put the switch on off sometimes and just be. Come on, Bruce. Go ahead.
The first challenge with the cages.
I hated the cages.
So did I.
I hated the cages and the weirdly specific way they had to lock into the thing you had to dig under. It was overly complicated.
It was overly complicated, but the thing was, and this came up on a couple of podcasts, that if not for Sifu, that tribe wouldn't have gotten the cage going anywhere because he was pretty much the only one that was carrying it.
Yeah. 100%.
So that was another thing about their decision that they want to get him out. Okay, well, that's fine. Then you're just going to get back tribals. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Sifu annoys me too.
He's coach. He wants to be coach.
Oh, he's so fake. I didn't think that. I know I'm her biggest cheerleader, but Emily learned so much from Caleb and really put it into work when she got to her new tribe.
Yeah, but there's something about her I just don't like.
I can see it.
I can't put my finger on it. I think it's because she thinks she's the smartest person in the room.
She does have those vibes. Hold on. I'm trying to read my note. Oh, I wrote down my Emily thing it's going right in line with my Way theory, because she is kind of like Way in the fact that now she's on a team and she feels the joy of the teamwork. I see big things for her. Sorry.
I hope not. I don't. I'm sure and she's doing very well. I mean, but her industry is investment banking, so you would think that she would be, such a nerd that she's not physical, but she's fine.
I think if she gets to merge, she's going to do really well in the individual immunity challenges. She looks like she might have a decent amount of balance and like focus. Like I feel like she's got mad amounts of focus.
Yeah, but what does her big toe look like?
Not like Dee's.
Exactly.
Who is kind of growing on me a little bit. I kind of love that she was the only one that voted for Sifu still.
Ugh.
All right. So Lulu finally won immunity, and Caleb was the real star, I think.
Oh, of course.
And I love that he knew before the last basket landed that he did it. He knew that he did it.
Right, but he's got to rein that in.
That's true.
He can't. it's one thing to be proud of your accomplishment, but when you paint the target on your own back, you're not doing yourself any favors.
No. No, you are not. And I still do not like Drew and Austin. I don't like them apart. I don't like them together. I just am done with them as a duo.
I can't look at Drew and not think Napoleon Dynamite.
And what is the Goodwill challenge? I don't remember what the Goodwill challenge is. The Goodwill reward is, or whatever special treat that they have called the Goodwill Advantage.
Yeah, that's what they gave Caleb whenever he went and visited their tribe.
Oh shit, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, they told him that he could give it to one person and it would like negate a non-vote tribal.
Yep. I remember now because it actually made a difference.
Right.
Because what's his face couldn't vote, but now he can because he found the idol. And it makes me go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wonder what the third beach is going to have to do to get their idol, because one had to melt it. The other one had to like decipher and pull a rope. So I wonder what's going to happen at the third beach.
Well, that was the thing, is that quote unquote third beach is where Drew and Austin are.
Oh, fuck.
Right. I think so. If they figure out that nobody has found it there and they find it, then they have all the toys in the toy chest.
All of them. And nobody else has anything, right? Because Sabaya left with an idol.
Right.
Brandon definitely didn't get an idol. And Hannah quit. So they didn't leave with anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I keep mixing up Australian Survivor in this season. So
I do too, especially because they both have the tall, redheaded, proclaimed smart guy on them, even though one of them's on the jury now in Australian Survivor.
So, but I just, and then I'm going to be very interested to see the tone of the show next week when everybody figures out that Sean basically quit.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And I also look very much forward to Sifu exploding at the beach when they get back to camp.
Why? Because he got one vote.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to handle it. He's not.
That's dumb.
The thing that made me almost as angry as Sean quitting, though, happened when Lulu got back to their beach. First, I was so happy that they let us see Lulu celebrate at the beach. Second, Bruce's little joke with the Flint was the dickiest of dick moves.
Oh, I know.
And when he started doing it, they were like, please don't joke about this, Bruce. And he just kept fucking going.
Because he thinks he's funny.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I hope Caleb comes around to Katura's side and is like, oh, I understand and see this. Let's get him out.
Yeah, can you imagine Bruce at Thanksgiving dinner?
No, and I do not want to. Julie stresses me out.
Why?
I don't know. She stresses me out.
That's Mama J.
She feels like she's got kind of like a manic gameplay. I don't know. Watching her stresses me out. But
she ends up getting a look on her face like she's a mad mother. And then she's disappointed in her children.
Yes, 100%.
Exactly. She doesn't have a game face.
No, she doesn't have a game face. And it did make me laugh that when she went to vote, she was just like, I got a last minute audible. Like this, her little narration there was funny and relaxed, more so than I've seen her ever in the game.
So as far as our pool,
Yes, you're out
I'm only
with
out one. I
one
still have
player
Jay.
who I like more and more every episode still.
Me too. I do.
I think that she's a great narrator, and I think she's a good social player.
So we're only 4 down
Yes.
on the season. Nobody has lost both of their players, thankfully, of course.
Correct.
So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people still have 2 players.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Who has Jake?
Barb.
Oh, I asked that the first week.
Barb
Unless she had both people that I liked.
Barb has Jake and Austin.
Ugh, Austin.
I know. Why don't you like Austin?
I don't know. I don't know why I don't like Austin. I think it's because his name doesn't match the way he looks. He doesn't look like an Austin.
His personality kind of strikes me as a dumb blonde.
Yes. Yeah, like a surfer bro, but not like a philosophical surfer bro. Like a dude that surfs and doesn't understand all of the smart things that the people around him are talking about. But he wants to sound smart like them, so he says big words but doesn't know what they mean.
Yeah, he's okay, so check the here's one for you. He doesn't have the physique of a young Keanu Reeves, but he's got the dumb stare.
Yes.
Of a young Keanu Reeves.
Yes. But probably not the heart of a young Keanu Reeves.
No, but he's got that just day.
So, your pick for winning is the same, I assume?
You know, I have no reason to switch.
I agree.
I am team Caleb, and I just can't. There's nobody else that's shining as bright as he is.
He's a really good all-around player, like 100%. I like him a lot too.
Well, yeah, because he's engaged with the thought of the gameplay. He's not just out there to be a muscle. He's not just out there to be social. He's completely well-rounded.
Yep.
I just hope that that's not his demise.
Yeah, and he's playing hard, but he's not playing too hard or too obvious. Because they were just able to pull off a blindside in a try before people, which I think is a massive feat. And I had a thing I was going to say, and then my brain deleted it. I like I said, D is growing on me. I love Emily. Emily's still my pick for winning, of course, and I still love Jake for some reason. And Kendra is really an A+1 for me.
In Sean's exit interview with Rob, he was saying that the Sabaya vote out blindsided him. So
wow.
He's saying that he knew nothing about that. And that kind of tells me that his head hasn't been in the game from the beginning.
Yes, agree.
So
again, the first week he was bawling already.
I know. He's known Hannah for a day and a half, and he's crying like it's his sister.
Yeah, I wrote down because his speech that he gave when he started quitting sounded a little similar to the speech that she gave when she quit, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
Very similar vibes. I was like, come on, Sean, have an original thought, please.
Well, and that's the thing. You know, here she is blaming it on, I'm not prepared. I don't have nicotine. You know, I miss my dog, whatever the hell she said. Right. And then he can't have that same argument.
No, someone already did that, bruh.
Well, yeah, but it's been a little bit longer than that. Everybody's going through the same thing. We're all in the same boat here, dude.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we all miss our family. You know, yeah, we all feel as though we can't believe we got here. Can't believe we got this far. but you're all marching in line to the same goal.
Yeah. And I read that they wondered why they didn't do just like the audible vote like they did with Hannah for what's his face? And they really thought that he was going to change his mind.
Oh, good God.
All right. I think we covered this episode. I mean, the big thing was what Sean quitting.
And I don't like that that's the big thing of the episode.
No, I don't like that that's been the big thing of 2 of the 4 episodes. Like, I don't think that there's been a satisfying tribal council result yet.
Well, no. You mean as far as somebody deserving to leave?
Yeah.
Brandon?
But I didn't find it satisfying because it just seemed inevitable. Like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
like he shouldn't have even been there.
He shouldn't have even been there, but that's the thing. You know, hypothetical. Let's go to alternate Survivor universe. You know, what if they kept Brandon? Would Sean have quit?
Probably not.
See?
And Jeff Probst thinks that Sean quit because Sean read too much into the question that Jeff Probst asked him about his experience on Survivor. Like Jeff Probst thinks Sean was like, oh, that question means I'm getting blindsided. I should just quit to save face.
And that's what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That I think it's inappropriate for somebody to say, I think I might be the one voted out. Let me wave the white flag and get out of here so that I won't have to get my torch snuffed, you know, because of everybody else. It'll be my fault. It's such an Eeyore move.
It is.
It's gross.
And I think that it makes you look worse than just getting voted out. Like, I don't understand how that's the preferred situation.
But that's how I don't see how they got through the screening process.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You would think that here we are at season 45. You would think that there would be people doing this multiple times a season if that's just the norm. And I don't like this being normalized.
No, I don't like it either. It reminds me that one season where 2 people quit in one episode.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
Like, that made me angry because the one person that quit was so cavalier about it.
No, you know what I want to see? I want to see like somebody on Price is Right get up there and go, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore and just walk off stage. I want to see Dancing with the Stars, right? And somebody doesn't want to do the dance after they practiced all week long, and they're like, you know what? I just broke a heel. I gotta go.
I do. Have there been any quits on Australian Survivor? Because I do wonder how Jonathan would react versus Jeff's pure anger and like frustration.
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Interesting. Well, they make it, you know, less miserable.
Well, it's not that they make it less miserable. It's just, you know, this season of Survivor, I don't think these people are miserable because I know for a fact on previous seasons of American Survivor, when they didn't have Flint, they focused on the fact that they were freezing at night. They focused on the fact that they were starving, right? And they haven't done that this year. So I don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If they're just not focusing on how miserable they really are, they're not describing it that way. All of the post-boot interviews, you know, nobody from Lulu has said, I couldn't take it anymore because I was cold and hungry. No,
you're right.
That, right?
Nope, so, nobody's mentioned that at all.
Right. So whatever they're doing, they're not miserable. I don't believe that.
But they are all like eaten up and wounds everywhere. Their wounds crazy this season.
Yeah, they're not hiding any of that. That's for sure.
No, they are all a mess.
And like we said before on a previous episode, I don't know how they all banged their knees up, but they're shredded. And it might have been that very, very first challenge.
Yeah.
In the mud or something.
I hope they're taking care of him and they're like cleaning him up and stuff. That was just an infection waiting to happen.
Maybe that's what's happening to Jake.
Oh no, don't make me sad about Jake again. Okay. I don't know. I either dreamt this or watched an alternative timeline version of Survivor, because I have a very clear memory of Jake wearing goggles by the fire and making a joke about it. Did that happen in this episode, or did I dream that?
No, I think that happened.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't
think
remember seeing it when I watched today, because I was kind of looking for it.
I just think I didn't think it was funny, so I ignored it.
I don't know. That guy's goofy. He makes me laugh. I don't know what it is. I think I just like strong accents, honestly.
No, trust me, I love me a Boston accent. Okay, I'm a sucker for a Boston accent. But his laugh,
it's so goofy.
No, it sounds like Elmer Fudd being shot. It's terrible.
Oh, it makes me laugh extra. Okay. We made our picks. You picked Caleb. I picked Emily still. I've only wavered from the first week. Even though I still love Jake, I just don't think he's winner potential. He's just fun to watch. So I've been Jacki.
I've been Molly.
Stay tuned.